Hi everybody, I'm sure you're doing fine. Thanks for your time. Thanks for joining in the channel. Please do like and subscribe to the videos you watch so that you get a lot of useful content similarly. My endeavor is to put up a lot of videos on life and careers, and I'll continue to do that almost on a daily basis. A very interesting topic or perspective to be looked at today, and probably something which is very crucial to all of us. How do we sense that a job loss is coming? How do we sense that a pink slip is coming? I know it is a very vast topic. Of course, it's a very deeply serious topic in terms of the impact which it has on our future life. For the benefit of viewers, I have put up a very detailed video on how to handle a pink slip. It is a very elaborate video running to probably 20-25 minutes. It gives you an entire guide of how you can handle a pink slip or how a job loss can be handled in your life. Do watch that. I'll put up a link there, and interestingly, in that video you will also have a free copy of a free download of one of my books in the same name, Beat the Pink Slip. Now, coming to how to sense a job loss, or how to know that a job loss is going to come. Yes, there are a very number of ways. There are a variety of ways, a variety of pointers which will hint us that a job loss is coming. But it all boils down to one particular thing. I will call it. I'll probably put it all under one title. It is communication. It can be internal communication, it can be external communication, it can be client communication. So the moment the lines of communication within the organizations is gradually getting lesser and lesser and probably getting evaporated, it is a very clear sign that probably you are on the way out. For example, your present boss is interacting with you on a daily basis. He is calling you for all review meetings. He's happy. He's doing his daily reviews or weekly reviews with you. He has his calls on team calls on you if he is sitting in a remote location, and there is a clear pattern in these calls. For example, if there are 4 or 5 calls happening every month and stuff like that, suddenly if you notice that these calls are coming down, or for some reason these calls are not happening on a regular basis, it is a very clear sign that something is going wrong on your career future front, particularly with respect to the job in our hand. Without any explanation, you will see that the boss gets very cold, and the boss will say, yeah, we will review it next week. There is no need to do any review this week, and things like that. So this is a very clear sign that there are some changes going to happen in the organization, and the boss probably wants to stay away or stay aloof so that somebody else can handle the responsibility of showing you the door, if not immediately, sometime later. What happens is, a lot of times functional guys typically move away from the scenario or from the hot water and leave it to the HR or recruitment people who will probably inform you about it. Typically this shouldn't be the way it is, but unfortunately, at least in the Indian context, this is how it is, because a lot of times leaders step away when they should actually stay in the front. Ideally, if the leader should communicate to you that there is a situation happening, there are a number of reasons, and there are a variety of reasons for which probably not just you, a few of you in the organization or in the team are going to lose your job. So it is very important to sensitize you that way. But unfortunately, in terms of how the Indian culture or the Indian corporate environment is conditioned, typically the leader just stays away from the scenario and allows somebody else in the organization to handle the part of informing you that you are going to be pink slipped. Yes, there are many other cases where you will not even be told that you are going to be pink slipped. Exactly on the day of your on the last day of your work in the morning, someone sends to you a mail, and someone comes and tells you that today is your last day and you should hand over all the corporate assets. There are a lot of cases. In the case of technology companies or IT companies, this has been happening very rampantly. So very clearly, the onus on realizing that a pink slip is going to come, the onus that, yeah, my job is at stake, I might lose my job in probably the next few weeks' time, that the onus of reading those signals is clearly in your hand. And the most important thing you should watch out for in that is, I would say, communication. See how your boss communicates on a regular basis. If there is any qualitative and quantitative change in the way the boss communicates with you, then very clearly there is something wrong. In fact, you can even take it up upfront with him and ask him, see, look, I see a change in communication. Is there a problem? Is there a challenge in terms of my continuity in the organization? If there is something like that, I probably urge you to be very, very open about it, because it's going to help me plan out things. Such an open conversation will really, number one, give you more clarity, and number two, in case the boss is going to give a wishy-washy reply, then it very clearly states that your job is on the axe is going to fall on your job. So watch out for the communication style and tone and tenor of communication of your boss always. If there is as I say, qualitative and quantitative change in the way the boss communicates with you, then beware, a pink slip is coming for you. The second one is your peers and colleagues. They also probably you will see that those who have been very friendly all along, or those who have been communicating openly all along, suddenly are getting reticent. Suddenly you see that people don't talk to you as usual. Suddenly you see that, of course, you might have one or two very, very close friends on a personal basis. Otherwise, in terms of a professional relationship, peers and colleagues who are there in the organization also probably will gradually or slowly get more reticent, and they'll start withdrawing from you. You will see that they suffer from withdrawal symptoms when you're around. That again is a very, very clear symbol, that symptom that something is going to be wrong. Yeah, it is not that they are directly informed about what is happening in the organization, or they are in the know that your job is at stake, or the pink slip is going to you. But what happens is all the organizations have got a lot of whispering corridors, and these whispering corridors are very, very powerful. Somehow, if there is a team of about 100 and 150 people across the country, and there are about 10-15 people who are going to be pink slipped, at least 20 of the remaining them who are going to continue the organization will get a sense through someone or the other. Information leakage happens, and in that sense they will know, and this gradually spreads out, which is why people start getting reticent, people start withdrawing away from you. That is the second most important thing. As I said, the first important thing is the qualitative and quantitative change in the boss communication to you. The second one is the way the peers interact with you, or the qualitative, quantitative changes in which peers and colleagues have been interacting with you suddenly will change when there is a pink slip coming. The last and most important thing is you are not marked in very, very important emails. A lot of regular email interactions which has been happening in the organization, suddenly you see they are not marked on that. Similarly, a lot of client communication also is not happening to you. Suddenly you realize that a bunch of major clients which you handle, they start communicating with your boss, or in the sense, if you put it the other way, the boss takes over their communication. So subtly the boss has actually sidelined you and told the clients that, look, there are some changes in the organization, you need not communicate to XYZ, but you communicate to me directly. I will handle your account until there is a transition which is happening, and things like that. So the written communication, the entire cycle of written communication, both within internal organization and external to the organization, communications within the internal stakeholders and the external stakeholders, both written and oral. If these things are going to see a very qualitative and quantitative change, and you see a dip in the communication amongst all these stakeholders, then very, very clearly the pink slip is coming. You need to be mentally prepared for that. As I said earlier, it is your responsibility to probably take the boss head on and ask him if there is a problem, and in case he is very reticent to answer, then there is nothing wrong in probably reaching out to somebody in the HR function who is your point of contact, and asking them why there has been a change in communication, why people are not communicating as usual, why your boss is probably not taking you into confidence for all the meetings and things like that. In these, by these questions, open questions, and taking things head on, either with the boss or with the somebody in the HR function, very, very clearly you will get a signal that, yeah, something wrong is happening, something is not very good on the job front, and in terms of longevity, it is high time that you leave the organization and seek for better prospects. What happens is, a lot of times it is better not to wait till the last minute to do this talk with HR or your functional leader. Ideally, the moment you have the slightest hint, what we call as gut feeling, classical gut feeling, the moment you have a gut feeling that things are not very good, so something is fishy, then it very clearly it is at that point that you should talk to your boss or your functional leader and someone in HR and get things clarified, because it gives you a lot of time to plan things plan things in advance. Remember, when your job is at stake, there is also a lot of disturbance on your family front, finances are involved, you have a stream of finances, you have a stream of expenses happening, the bank balance has to be in a particular shape because that is going to also impact your quality of life. You might have loans from banks which are being repaid regularly from your monthly compensation. So it is not just a decision on your work, it is also a decision on your personal quality of life, and also how comfortable or how seamlessly smooth that front has to be in case any change is going to happen, in case you're going to find some job. Again, finding a new job is not going to happen overnight, so at least if you sense things at least 1 or 2 months before, it also helps you to keep your CV afloat in the job market, find something very soon and move away before things get worse here, or probably even get out of the place before the pink slip is actually given. This is a very, very ideal situation, but you can work towards it. Failing which, of course, you will have to wait for the day when you are shocked with the news that today is your last day at work. I am sure this video is very useful to you. As I said in the beginning, I put a very, very detailed video on how you can beat the pink slip, how you can handle a job loss. Kindly watch that, and I am sure it's helpful to you. Thanks for staying with me this long, and I am very, very happy to bring talks to you on a number of variety of topics. Thank you.